In this video, I'm going to share with you a real-world cold email that I sent this past year that got a meeting with a $3 billion company. And keep in mind, I'm selling at a startup that doesn't have much brand recognition in the United States. So even if you don't work at a big company, these principles that I'm going to break down from this email that worked are going to work for you too. So let's just dive into it, and I hope this sparks some inspiration for your own cold email outreach to the whale accounts that can change your quarter, year, and career. Now, for context, I sell for a cloud services company that helps enterprise organizations migrate their legacy infrastructure from on-premise to the cloud like AWS, Google Cloud, or Azure. And we help those companies also modernize those investments and reduce costs on the cloud. I sent the following email to the Chief Information Officer. Subject line, VMware price increases. Mark, a lot of our enterprise customers are facing tough decisions based on Broadcom's new pricing for VMware, and they're having to create plans to adjust budgets upward, find other on-premise solutions, or leverage these changes as a compelling event to move either a portion or all of their workloads to the cloud. The problem is massive, and it's impacting some of the largest VMware customers like AT&T, where Broadcom tried to raise their contract, which is huge, by more than 1,000%. Our new head of US sales just spent the last 5 years at VMware, and we've built a team that specializes in helping companies build their strategy for phased migrations of their VMware workloads to AWS and providing the engineering resources to make it happen. Although you're probably well up to date, here are some articles to get informed. And we've got 3 links right there. Is discussing your VMware strategy and where we can support worth exploring further? Happy to connect you with our head of sales, who is ex-VMware. Warm regards, Chris. Now, not long after sending that email, I got a response not from Mark, but from Todd, who is the head of cloud infrastructure, and the real person that I wanted to talk to who is specifically responsible for this initiative. Moving Mark to BCC. Chris, I run infrastructure for Mark. We do have a cloud strategy, and we do use AWS. I would be happy to do a sync with you at some point to discuss your capabilities. I will send you a meeting request. Let me know if the date and time does not work for you. Warm regards, Todd. So clearly, the fact that Todd responded and even shared some additional details about their current state and their AWS cloud strategy, that indicates that I hit the nail on the head. I hit a hot button, and my message was specific enough and compelling enough to get them to think, oh, maybe Chris knows what he's talking about. Maybe Chris understands our situation. I think he can help. So now let's dig a little deeper into what made this email so compelling. First off, the core theme of this email, the core reason that it worked so well, is I leveraged a compelling event that was relevant to the prospect that introduced a need for my solution. I introduced the compelling event that was VMware price increases. For a bit more context, Broadcom, this massive company, bought VMware. And once they bought VMware, they decided to increase prices. And that meant that for all the companies, all the enterprises that leveraged VMware in the past to run their infrastructure, which is much of the United States businesses and world, honestly, they have a huge presence, all of those people would be suddenly hit by price hikes. Their past bill was going to multiply. And I alluded to AT&T's bill going up by 1,000%. That's crazy. So I called out right away in the email that this serious problem is happening right now, and it's impacting a lot of companies like yourself. You should care about this. This is a big deal. And you know what? They're finding different ways to respond. And one of the responses, what do you know, is migrating to the cloud, and we help with that. We built a specific practice with experts where this is their bread and butter that's going to make sure that you're taken care of. And another thing that worked is I alluded to our leader coming from VMware. He was ex-VMware, and I was kind of fortunate that that was the case, but I was able to leverage that to bring credibility. An executive alignment, where possible, is a huge value add to customers, and it will incentivize executives to want to meet with you. So I emphasize that this is a serious problem. I show that we have credibility. We're a trusted advisor that's going to make sure you're taken care of. And I also linked a few articles to bring additional value and fill in any information gaps. Executives are always looking to stay up to date on the latest trends or the latest challenges in their market, And that is just valuable to share that information. And finally, I wrap up with a simple interest-based call to action. Based on the data, an interest-based call to action is the most effective way to get a response to your cold emails. Basically saying, is discussing your VMware strategy worth a quick chat? And the answer was a resounding yes, and that's why Todd reached out. And I didn't even have to send out the invite. Todd sent the invite out to me, and we got it on the schedule. What do you know? We connect with Todd. They've got 5,000 cores that need to migrate to the cloud. That's a massive opportunity. Deep hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe even approaching 7 figures. And one final thought, how did I know about the VMware price hikes? It's because I'm a student of the industry, and I kept up on industry trends. I read the latest articles. And it's truly important for us as sales professionals to continue to invest in our learning and development, to know our industry like the back of our hand so that we can bring more value to clients and be a trusted advisor that teaches them things in their market that they should be aware of that are going to impact them. All right, guys, I hope this sparks some inspiration for your own cold email outreach to the accounts that can change your quarter, year, and career. Take the time to stay up on industry trends, do your research, and share compelling reasons you're reaching out that introduce a need for your solution and hook them with a simple interest-based call to action. And speaking of calls to action, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications for more videos like these that are going to help you accelerate success on this tech sales path. Also, if you're serious about breaking into tech sales for the first time, or you want to know how to master the SDR role and get promoted to account executive and join the 6-Figure Earners Club, check out my collection of courses, Tech Sales Accelerator, linked in the description of this video. I've also linked my Calendly link in the description of this video so you can book some time with me to talk about the program and your vision and see if there's a fit for it to empower your success. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of this community that we're building. I respect you for investing in your personal and professional development and your tech sales dreams. And to your success in tech sales and in life, happy selling and happy living. And we'll see you in the next one.